Dave Robinson, White Horse Kite Flyers. We're here at Wellington Park on a lovely sunny day making children's kites at this kite workshop. It's still flies. And then we go half on the kite, half on the bench, tuck it underneath. So do the same that side, you know, have a piece of sticky. Half on the kite, half on the bench. That's great. Okay, then we're going to stick the tail on. Stick the tail on in a loop. Okay. We tie what's called a little stopper knot on the end of the line, like this. See that? And then we do exactly the same again, but we don't pull it tight the second time, we just hold it there. We put it through there like so, put it round through there like so, and we lasso it there. It's called a Laredo knot, that one. Look at that. See it, look. Gets stronger and stronger. Bring this together. Look, the most important piece of the kite is to bring these two ends together and find the centre of that one. And then you tie a knot there. That's where you fix the handle to. And then we put a lark's head there. Put that through there and that through there, and yours is done. There you go, all done. How's that? You go and enjoy it.
Did it?
For those of you who are interested in kites, and you're here because you're interested in kites, there's a couple of things going on in the arena now. First of all, Helen Ribchester is flying a very strange contraption, which has got yellow legs. I'm sure it's got a name, and she'll tell us later. Also in the arena, we've got Roy Reed, local lad made good, who's doing some wonderful tricks with a Gemini kite. And if you practice hard and long, you'll be able to do those soon too.
had vowed to put the Maori pattern on my next kite that I built, and the Cody was the next kite that I built.
I'm very pleased with it today because it's sitting up there almost like it's nailed to the sky. Even when I'm talking to you, it's behaving. So.
This year, slightly different on the croft front. We've all gone stereo now, and on the roof is not a coffin, but it is actually the speakers, so we can let everybody know how James Last sounds and Ray Connery's his orchestra, and perhaps throw a little Alky Brooks in perhaps. So I'll busk it on, so I'll see you later. Bye bye. Hey.
I never knew you was coming. Hey.
David hair looks just the same as that.
Comb over.
We've got somebody called Dave on 07967.
Is that Dave? Hello, Dave. How are you? Can I just hang on a second? I've got some people that want to speak to you. That's the kite festival you've just left, obviously, and you've got a raffle prize here for you. You're in the car park. We do the car park. We're in the tent. Can you come into the beer tent for us, please? And then put your hand up and say, "My name's Dave."
What we've got here is the North East Kite Flyers. They're my local group. I live over in Teesdale. North East Kite Flyers go from Middlesbrough right up almost to the Scottish borders, come in right as far as I do, right up to Weardale and north of that. So we cover a big area, get together on a pretty regular basis, and a group of us train to fly these kites, and that's what they're going to do now. But the kites are fairly heavy, as you can see. They've got artificial material base. They've got 17 bridle lines, which are split into two groups. So the flyer can actually pull one handle or pull the other handle, and that enables them to adjust the angle of the kite and thus adjust the kite to the wind.
was painted by a Dutch painter, and it's one of a collection of 22 owned by the Sunderland Council, but given to the North East Kite Flyers Club to look after, because they didn't have anything. They didn't have a club themselves, so they gave us to look after them. And we fly them at festivals. We get invited to different festivals to fly at. But our main one is at Washington, which is very good.
Right, could I have you quiet please? I've got a lot of information to tell you all, and I want you to try and listen, it's very important. So, welcome to everybody, thank you very much indeed for once again for coming to the Sunderland International Kite Festival. This time you'll notice that there is a change in the title of dance and music as well, so there's a lot more dance and music going on this time as well, but we're here for the kiting side of things, and that's the bit that I want you to do as well as you can for me.
Okay, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're flying. Okay, this is the first 45 seconds.
The actual type way, they've got eyes that spin and they've got sort of moustaches coming out from the mouth and beards.
I'm George Penney and I'm from Beccles in Suffolk. There's 4 of us in our group and we're known as the Beccles Bunch. This kite is made by Pan Gang's father, who is a Chinese man who lives in China, and he makes kites. And if you're going to buy a big dragon and spend a lot of money, you insist on his dad making it, because you know it just comes out of the box and into the sky and it flies well.
Stafford wearing the trademark white trousers of Webster, obviously as you will know the colours of the Indian flag, and flying with Indian kites.
These kites are made in India, and traditionally kites in India are made out of paper. But the paper kites aren't really suitable here because of the rain and sometimes the moist conditions. So these kites are made out of mylar. In India they call it polyester. Some people call it Melanex. Mylar is a general word that people use for it. It's better because it's stronger, and in the hands of inexperienced people it doesn't break on the first contact with the ground. Unfortunately, Western people are natural born marksmen. They aim for the ground and they hit it every single time, and these kites break, so I try and make stronger kites.
Now, Stafford, what are you going to do for us this afternoon?
We're going to do some balloon catching. Somebody's going to release a balloon on about 5 meters of line, and I'm going to try and use the kite to catch the balloon.
It's floating past me and up. It's going up. There's not much wind. He's going to have to sweep over to see whether he can wrap his line round the line on, and I can see the balloon moving. He caught it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. He's caught the balloon with his kite line. That is quite spectacular.
Hopefully after doing a couple of balloons, we're going to do a kite fight behind, and as a loose kite trails across the field, I'm going to use my kite to catch that kite and bring both back on the same line.
And it's up, and it's off, and it's low. It's very, very hard. Very, very hard indeed. I think he's got it. He's just wrapping his line further out, and he has it, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, you're all launched. You're fighting. Okay, off we go. You're fighting.
So it's against you, it's at the front, at 40 pounds, looking for 45. You put your hand on your plate, you want to raise it. 45, have we got another bidder 45, a new bidder looking for a new bidder. 45, way at the back, 45. 45 looking for 50. 50 at the front, looking for 55. 50 looking for 55, 50 looking for 55. Be careful when you wait for your friends because you'll be buying a kite.
Let's go fly. These kites come with a bridle set ready to fly. They're on a general setting, but in the instructions you've got guides, as it were, to get the kite to fly in different ways. So you can get it to fly a bit lighter so it's got less pull, or it's got a bit more drive or more pull, as James and I like to fly. That's often the way that teams like to fly as well. So what I've often done is set the kites for the people so that the kites are suited to their flying style straight away.
Hello and welcome to the Dunstable Kite Festival. It's a lovely sunny day. It's about 25 degrees. It's getting hotter by the minute. It's a 5-mile-an-hour wind. It's not bad. We're hoping everyone's going to enjoy the day. Should be a good day. Let's hope so.
Because it's so nice and relaxed up here.
Choose your kite and take it out with all the instructions and come out tomorrow and fly it out. Meanwhile, if you outside the blue star.
Are you ready for this?
Here we go.
Down she goes. Oh, it was a pleasant ride, and see you another day. And I'm knackered.
In the main arena, you will see a large green device. You have to guess what it is and what it's going to be.
We are starting to get some more soft kites up for you, compared to what we had up yesterday, well, you ain't seen nothing yet, which is actually, I know, not a lot of comfort to you if you've got to leave this kite festival right now, but let's just hope the wind stays up another couple of knots. We've got two nice bull, they're called in France, or they're called donuts sometimes in England or in America. One which is black, red and yellow, and the other is sort of blue and green. They're rotating drogues. We've also got, suddenly appeared,
George Peters' turtle, isn't it? Yeah, right in front of us. George Peters, based in Boulder in Colorado. Basically, it's a fine art background that he comes from. He, I think recently has sort of slightly got out of kites and gone more into other artistic projects. For quite a few years, he made a lot of very, very beautiful kites. Earlier on, we saw that Birdman kite being flown by Paul Reynolds. That was one of his, and this is another of his kites.
Well, fortunately we've got sun and wind. We don't normally do wind at Bristol, so hopefully the sketch programme I've put together with displays and rakaku fighting and all the rest of it, we might be able to actually get through the programme, which is fantastic. We've got some great overseas people with us this year, and I think because we missed out with Bristol last year because we had to cancel with Foot and Mouth, there's a real groundswell of real support from local clubs and societies, and it's going to be a really good social event as well. And to me, that's what it's all about.
1988 we started flying competition rakaku fighting. Following year we took up two-line flying and also got our hands on revolution kites for the first time. I think that's 1989, yeah. We flew competition for a couple more years, and then in 92 decided that we were having much more fun flying the revolution kites, and we just decided to stick with them, and it's been like that ever since. The team has changed over the years. I think there are two of us who were in the original team. Various people have kind of been co-opted along the way, and they have a hard job because they're expected to get up to speed pretty much straight away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world famous decorators. Absolutely brilliant performance out there by the decks. Really very good. Put your hands together, as you indeed are, for Johnny Cluffy, Andy Preston, Nick Booby, Vaughan Livingston, Felix Mottram, Tom Greenfield, Mark Eustace, and making a guest appearance, James Robertshaw. So next up, something very different. They're going to come and say hello. Maybe not, maybe. Hello. See if they can talk. They are talkative. Thank you very much indeed.
What have I got up? Ray, a trilobite, and a cat and a bird and a bear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and looking for an anchor to put an octopus up. And there's a few others of ours up there I see too. There's another octopus, gecko, another octopus again, another bear, and a bit more stuff in the bags ready to go. Good. Need more cars.
Peter, do you actually make any small kites?
That little bear. Yeah, some small ones. That's what I'm going to do when I retire, but I'm not going to retire. It's been a safe year. But no whoop, just as I speak. Yeah. Looks like we're off.
The teams began competing in the UK in the year they were formed. They've enjoyed the challenge. now sometimes flies for individuals and as pairs.
What happened?
What's that? You're blaming Dave now, are you?
Yeah, it's
Well,
all
I
my
don't
fault.
blame
I didn't see what happened. I have no idea.
No, well, the bear got caught up in our pilot and pulled this one over to the side. So it was not a kite problem so much as another kite problem. Yeah. One out. Clear to go.
My name is Houtermans. I'm coming from Vienna in Austria. I now do very big box kites, cellular kites, kites with rotating parts in it. And on the other hand, I'm doing bamboo kites, very small ones, out of paper and bound bamboo, asymmetrical ones, all that stuff that doesn't look as it flies.
So you have a quad-line flying pig?
Yes, that's just fun. I like to make fun of those high-tech, super-duper kites that are, you see flying here, but there's no humor in it. And so I made a quad-line pig that doesn't fly very well, but it's much more fun than flying a revolution kite.
So what's the name of this kite, the cellular kite?
Well, there are two names. The first name is Stradiwabel, but that's a very Austrian word, so nobody can understand what it means. So for the non-German speaking world, the name is Spinstar. Stradiwabel means a person who is very nervous, who is moving all the time.
My name is Don Mock. I'm from Seattle, Washington area. I actually live in Tacoma. I've done more flying here at the Bristol Festival than I've had time to all year. I did go to a festival last week, which was the Long Beach Festival. Had a good time. But this is a lovely venue. We've had lovely weather, lovely wind, a little bit bumpy, but everybody's going to complain about that. All in all, it's been a good time. It's been a good festival.
I'm Mike Goddard, all the way from glorious Derbyshire. This kite is called Dance. A lot of the kites I've been making over the last couple of years are based on interpretations of jazz music. Rhythms conveyed through colour and forms within the kite. And this particular one I call Dance because I introduced some more curved shapes into it. And they're a little bit more fluid and they interact with the angular shapes.
Hello.
Hello.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a bit about how you get such beautiful, intricate designs on your kites?
Curse of the commentator. A bit like the other Ricardo over there with the applique, but it's also dyed. So you get the dye, the subtle hues, and dye the material first, and then put applique over the top.
How long would a kite like that take you to make?
A year. A year.
A year?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of love in that.
Yes.
Now, tell me a bit about your wakaku up in the sky. Some of those who don't know wakaku, it's a six-sided kite, but you've got a pretty unusual design on the kite.
Yes, it is fairly unusual. Don actually mentioned parts of it when he was talking. It's a North American Indian totemic bear, and this is the helpful, friendly bear who helps people transit from one life to another, from one state of existence to another. And as you notice, the clutching position of the arms, they could be enclosing a human being or just part of the dance for joy, which this bear is doing at the moment.
There's Rolly. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as Rolly gets pulled into the sky. Those guys are working very, very hard. All 18 meters of Rolly. Isn't that a great sight? And you can see flying there, really having to be pulled into the sky. Not easy to fly in this wind, but they wanted to show their proudest creation, Rolly the Mega Whale, based on the Jim Rowland's design. Now we see Naomi going into the sky. She gets into the sky this time. Naomi, made by Martin Lester, an adaptation of his scuba diver. And as Rolly comes down, we have the green octopus take to the sky, a Peter Lynn creation. Peter Lynn, all the way from New Zealand, known for his very large soft kite. I'm just going to ask you to turn around for 1 second, because as the wind picks up, our kite flyers from around the world are using this opportunity to show you some of their beautiful kites in the sky. We've got John with his dragonfly. John from the UK, but he's still got a lovely kite. We've got this lovely coastal in the sky that's made by an American kite flyer.
Oh, hello! The highlight of my year was Barry Poulter became my son-in-law instead of my friend and kite maker. Now I have a good son-in-law, kite maker, and a friend all in one. Yay!
Well, my highlight of 2002 has to be this year's Bristol Kite Festival. Sun and wind. What more could I ask for?
I was a lucky boy in 2002. I won on my Phil scarfs, blue meanie parafoils at Swindon.
The highlight of 2002 for me is really buying this enormous teddy bear from Peter Lynn with the Brighton Kite Flyers t-shirt on it, and just coming out here and flying it on a beautiful day like this.
My favourite moment of this year is probably the Bristol on the Saturday when all the trick flyers were in the arena.
The Saturday of Portsmouth Kite Festival. The wind was superb, the kites were just sitting there in the sky.
My highlight of this year is just to be grateful to be back. After last year with foot and mouth and losing nearly all the festivals, it's just really nice to be back to normal.
My highlight this year was just being able to get to one kite festival, which was Bristol.
My highlight of 2002 has been here in Bristol, where we flew some kites for our good friend Carlos, who died earlier this year, and we got all the kites from his kite bag and flew all of them, and it was really great.
The highlight for me was the kite flown in aid of cancer research. It reminded me of my mother. I miss her very much. She helped me to fly kites as well, so I miss her.
For me, 2002 was about great festivals, great people, some lovely new kites, some great old friends, and some fantastic new friends.
The highlight of 2002 for me is the wonderful display done by Peter Lynn from New Zealand, from his octopi and sea creatures to his Sylvester the cat and Tweedy pie.
My highlight of the year was the big arch of Delta kites by the French team at Portsmouth last week. Brilliant.
This is one being one of our busiest festivals of the year. The other one was in Washington and Newcastle, which was good.
The highlight of my year was hearing the Bristol Festival was on at last.
My highlight of the year is the launch of nakedkiting.com, the natural way to fly.
The highlight of the year must have been Valencia in Spain. It was our second visit there, and it was great fun.
The highlight of 2002 for me was buying the tent.
Being here, being well, that'll do.
I know we had some good moments down in Narbonne in the south of France. Flying in some nice wind and some nice weather, so I'll say that.
The highlight of the year has been
Middle Wallop. There you go. That was good. And apart from that, I haven't really done anything else apart from come here and sat in this chair.
My highlight of 2002 has to be building this lovely buggy right here, which has taken me up to my maximum speed so far of about 45 miles an hour.
The highlights for me in 2002 were Portsmouth and Bristol.
The highlight for my year this year has been finally at Middle Wallop winning the national championships.
This year the highlight of our year was that we were asked to compete at the World Championships in Berck-sur-Mer in France, which was a week of competitive flying with the best people from around the world, America, Japan, Malaysia, and of course all of the European countries. We got a respectable 8th, and I guess that was probably the high point, but we were also quite pleased to win this year's British National Championship.
My highlight is to be able to play music
for such devoted flyers in their hobbies.
My highlight of 2002 is getting my buggy and having a really good run down at Middle Wallop.
It's all been good. Standing up at Bristol and launching the Manta at 7 o'clock in the morning, having just seen the dawn come up in a gentle breeze against a brilliant blue sky.
Butts a Hill, cracking time.
Big break that was.
What happened?
5 places.
Chili wedges with curry sauce.
No, I can't think of it.
The highlight of 2002 was the return of Henry the Snail after his cruel abduction at Weymouth.
Meeting Rover, without a doubt. What a character. Cuddly, furry and very friendly.
My highlight of 2002 was working alongside Chalky.
Hitting John, face on in a buggy, and being off work for like nearly 4 months.
Driving up the motorway to Bristol, to the festival here, and realising, yeah, no, I really do like Cornwall because you don't get stuck in traffic.
So I've just had 3 good festivals in a row, and this looks like it's going to be a 4th. That's a bit of a highlight.
Middle Wallop. I buggered until my arms ached and then flew the Matrix.
You want me to tell you my highlight of 2002?
A highlight? Almost every festival has its own highlights, but I love being here in Bristol for the first time. It's been very enjoyable. Goedendag en tot ziens.
Any members of Avon Kite Flyers, Yannicka, that would be lovely. I need probably 3 of the country. So we lot think so anyway.
Take it off! Take it off the kite! Take the pilot kite!
Oh! Oh! Right.
Missed it.
You alright? You know he's come all the way from New Zealand to annoy you like this.
Come back! Get out the arena!
It's the paparazzi, I don't know.
I don't even think he's filmed me that now.
He is.
Everyone.
Hello.
Thank you. See you later.
See you later.
Ciao, andiamo.
He's picking on me, Mum.
They're going to have to stop paying you because they get so much mileage out of you, darling, don't they?
You should rub some grass into that as well.
But when can I have an ice cream? I want the sun cream on.
Oh, come on, that didn't work. I meant to fall over and it didn't work. Go away. Go away.
This is very
My highlight of the day, I'm not going to tell you about
I tell you what, he's not bad for a 50-year-old, is he? But that's too complicated for people that doesn't come from Austria, so I...